B heaven, execute onto the B side. So hopefully we see some of that today. We'll see just how prepared some of these teams are for it. But Split's always an exciting one to watch, as Dan's already said. So looking forward to this one.
Well, gentlemen, game number 1's about to kick off. Enjoy it.
Well, here we go then. First game of the day here in Group B, and ignore those phantoms. We don't need to think about those in a pistol round. There's always some sort of observer issue when there's a patch update, but I'm sure it'll be sorted very soon, as it's going to be an early push towards the B side.
B split,
about
yeah.
the B split and saying it was easy. One member is going to be waiting in heaven for them. So you've just got to be very careful. There's going to be that Sayf pAura. He's going to try and get a couple of shots. He's going to manage to find one onto Ziz.
Just a second.
Two? No, he doesn't. But at least he can rotate round and he can communicate with his team now that it is going to be B. bonkar is going to be there. And oh my goodness, the shots that we're seeing from these players on classic pistols is ridiculous.
Yeah, the jumping classic meta. I love seeing it, especially in the pistol round. You can just go for some hyper aggro peaks here. pAura trying to get something done from CT. Yeah, he does get Yacine down. We'll catch the stun though on the way out, so I don't know if he's going to go for a re-peek here. Sayf's popped up the wall. Actually, Turko's going to push up and find bonkar up in heaven. But now, I think he's going to get forced out into mid. You can see them now pretty much decent control here, but I don't know if they're going to be able to prevent this push onto side. There's going to be a sky smoke coming down. Tapping the defuse now. He's actually holding it. He's going to get halfway. The Brimstone's there to try and help. Turko's going to shut down melonhead up in heaven. He's going to peek onto the defensive wall. Sayf gets Turko. There's no time for it now. There you go. Hip will fall as well. 3 on the round for Sayf in the pistol round. 3 HP, 3 kills, Dan.
First round going in favor of Bonk. And Bonk on bonkar as well. There's just a lot of Bonk that is available right now, and that's going to be pretty terrifying.
Bonkin madness.
Yeah, it is scary. And this Prodigy squad, I mean, we spoke about it a little bit beforehand, but definitely a team that can do some real damage. You spoke about Hip, I mean, former Overwatch pro. You've got pAura and Turko. I remember they performed so well in G2's European Brawl #2 as well. I think they finished top 3 in the end. So 2 Turkish players who really showed what they were made of. But honestly, I'm excited to see what they can offer here on Split. Of course, first round didn't go their way, but we'll see what happens when they get a little bit of rifles to work with as we move into the second round here. I think it's going to be just a work in middle at the moment for Bonk yet again. A couple of smokes to come out to give them some any and a little bit of coverage. It's always very difficult when you're on the receiving end of a second round when you just have pistols to work with. Maybe you've got a couple of shorties as well to hold corners, but you just got to be patient if you're on the attacking side. You don't want to get caught off guard. No,
actually pAura pushed all the way into garage there. Sayf managing to play time on that. The wall did go up. I'm not sure if Sayf managed to break LOS, but you can see now Rhyme getting a bit of pressure up towards heaven stairs. Smoke's going to go down on ropes in mid. It looks like, again, a lot of pressure going over to B heaven here. Spike is making its way through, as you can see here on garage. There's 2 members still down. 1 on default and 1 in back sight. So this wall going to cause them some problems. You guys actually peek on there. Hip trying to get some damage onto Sayf as he comes through. As you can see here, Ziz actually making it all the way through to defensive spawn. Lucker's going to get traded out there. I think they're still just going to slow work through it. bonkar and Sayf will find kills elsewhere.
The 1 remaining player, and he is going to be caught out as well, just trying to hide in the bubble. Not going to work out today. 2-0 to Bonk as expected after the pistol round, but now we'll see what Prodigy have to offer with a buy round. luckerrr is going to be on the op, and then rifles surrounding him, both phantoms and several different options available for them. I've also noticed there are a couple of Elder Flame skins around.
Love to see it.
We knew
have you bought them yet?
I have, yeah.
Dude, I've already decided the most satisfying thing. Last kill on the round with the operator. I'm sorry. It's now the most satisfying thing to do in Valorant.
The only thing with the skins is they do take up a lot of the screen, I have noticed. And I think competitively we won't see that many players using them, especially the Vandal, just because it takes up so much of your vision. Especially when you're reloading, sometimes it just feels like you can't see anything. But we'll see if anyone flexes today.
We should be able to force the models from Observer. That would be fantastic, just to showcase the skins.
Well, third round, things starting to slow down a little bit. You can see everyone's spread out on the map at the moment, just kind of defaulting, seeing if anyone is going to get aggressive in different areas. Viper wall is set up on B side, so I'm sure that Prodigy will be more than aware of a possibility of a push here. Sayf is definitely having a little peek, seeing if he can notice anything, but communication will come out now that there is potentially a B push, but it is just going to be a bit of a fake, as now the rest of the team are going to push elsewhere. Ziz finds himself into vents here. Does get spotted out. Yacine there to work with as well. Only had the frenzy, but it's not going to be enough. Turko gets 2, and that should give them enough confidence going into the rest of this round. But melonhead has found Hip, trying to get a little bit of a rotate as they push into heaven now, and potentially can start to look at a B push, whilst 2 of the players are still rotating towards A.
Yeah, no, again, this toxic. Oh, actually, Rhymes just passed through Ziz. They've actually just traded through the dark cover there. Ziz going to get a free peek onto the defensive spawn here. Can't actually get that down. And there you go. He's going to come around Rhyme. Going to come back and give some backup there. Spike will go down on B, though. And you can see already now, Viper, see pop in the pit over on B side here. Sayf just holding a tight angle on the defensive spawn entrance. Melonhead going to walk through. I think Sayf just going to play sight here. One member really low. Lucker's actually going to push forward with the operator, but Sayf's got a really nice angle there. Picked up 2. Turko walked in front of him.
This could be the round, but Rhyme does find Sayf, and now it's going to be all down to Melonhead, but he does have the potential to for a little stun here. There is the stun that comes out. Doesn't connect, though, but still no tap on the spike. Finally comes through. Is Rhyme just going to stick this one? He is holding it. Looks to the left, but he doesn't quite catch Melonhead, and Bonk pulling that one out of nowhere. All down to Viper's pit. You've got to say, I'm just being able to take down Sayf, but it was a little bit too late. Sayf getting onto B site, utilizing Viper's wall to stop any vision so she could walk on comfortably. And then once Viper's pit was popped, it just made it so difficult for Prodigy to try and retake B there.
I mean, that's the thing. The toxic screen, it's useful in 2 scenarios, right? It's a great diversion. You can put down, again, with no information on B garage, it's so difficult for a team to kind of, just bank on there being nobody there, right? And again, you can pop it from anywhere on the map. So it's a really, really good tool. But once you get on site there, Viper's pit goes down. Obviously, it makes it very difficult for any sort of retake attempt to kind of stack up. As you see, we do have a tactical pause there. I think Hip just reconnecting, so it looks like we're actually going to hop back to you got to look at us for a minute now, guys. Sorry, we don't get to look at the glorious scoreboard, but no, it's again, Viper's one of those agents that we don't see an awful lot of usage, but I think Split is a particularly good map for her. It's we see a couple of teams do flex onto it. I think it's down to the utility. There's some really good setups on B, as we've already seen Sayf set up, as well across A long. There's that the default wall that everybody's been doing since day 2 of the beta that goes up now and blocks obviously ramp and A heaven. So I mean, maybe we're going to see some interesting setups here from Sayf.
Well, ever since the changes to Viper and the ability to kind of send the wall through walls means that you can do a lot more now, and she's not as restricted. I thought we would see more Viper ever since those changes were apparent, but it seems like only a few people are confident in playing her. And if you can play her successfully, then it can be such a big boost to a team, but also it can be such a damaging factor to a team if you don't play her correctly. Because if you do waste your utility on one site and then suddenly you're not going to be pushing that site, what do you have to offer as a Viper if you don't have anything? You're just sheerly relying on a bit of gun skill. We've already seen how Sayf is playing her very correctly at the moment, sending the same screen every single time through B just to make teams second guess themselves. But we are going to see one player pushing up here. Sayf
spot the cross, actually.
Is he going to be wise to it? Yeah, and that could be a very tricky place to be sitting in over there in B garage. Could catch up maybe 1 or 2 if we see Bonk head this way.
Well, that's the thing as well with Viper. Again, we know how powerful Brimstone's Incendiary can be post-plant. We don't see an awful lot of Viper usage, but again, you have the same sort of viability, right? To deny those defusers on the spike, and actually, you get 2 uses with the Viper. You see how Sayf still looking through to garage here. I don't know if he spotted this cross again. I'm pretty sure pAura's already tried this push, so there you go. Yeah, pAura's going to get found out there. Sayf wise to it this time around. Nice little eco frag pick up there. Turko is going to find Ziz elsewhere. Oh no, he's going to walk straight forward. Rhyme gets caught by melonhead behind the box in mid. Now Bonk also going to get himself a free beat. Turko walking up into heaven, but Hip there for the trade with the sheriff. Going to go for the gun just yet. Another player over at ramp just peeking into this. Hip not going to land the shots necessary. Yacine will shut him down. Now, 3v1 situation. I think Lucker's just going to move through defensive spawn here.
Maybe he'll try and find a weapon. See if he
there
can
is a weapon in heaven, yeah.
Yep, a couple of things available for him. He does find a bulldog, not exactly what you wanted, but I guess it's better than nothing. But there we go. There's something proper. A little bit of a phantom action. And he can now just rotate into the defensive spawn here and see if he can catch anyone for some exits. He's definitely not going to go for this. And it's going to be 4-0 for Bonk. And I mean, you were saying beforehand that you felt like Prodigy were in a good chance of winning this group and how they are potentially one of the favorites for this group. Do you think that if they were to lose to Bonk, that would just destroy any sort of like confidence they have for the rest of the group? Or do you think that just these early stages, we shouldn't be looking at anything like that?
I mean, it depends. Again, I hate to go back to yesterday, but you know, G2 dropping the first map of the day, maybe it's a warming up issue. Like, it's the first map of the day. Obviously, these guys are getting in the not necessarily warmed. I would have hoped these guys have been up since 9 AM playing some ranked or doing something to warm up. But you know, it could just be early on. And again, Split's one of those maps that for some teams, you know, it's an uphill struggle, so to say. So not necessarily a write-off at this point, but you definitely don't want to come into the day A, dropping the first map, or B, dropping the first series. That's for sure.
Well, Bonk have a 4-0 lead, but we have a full buy for Prodigy yet again. Their last full buy didn't really go to plan. And Bonk just spreading themselves out across the entirety of the map again. Again, the Viper is just going to be here over at B, but does have a little bit of support close to him. And then Sayf all the way over on the A site as well. It's a standard 2-1-2 on the side of Prodigy. They don't really want to be stacking anything at this point because we haven't seen any patterns developing from Bonk's attacking side. But Bonk have been able to walk their way towards A heaven. You can see on the right-hand side of your map. As I say that, Lucker does catch Bonkar crossing. Yacine does have rocket fuse available. He's just going to push in, fires defense, but he fires the wrong way. Turko gets one, and now surely in a 5 versus 3, Prodigy should be able to do something a little bit better here on the defensive side, but Sayf is going to be pushing onto the B site very aggressively here, looking around, seeing if he can scout the site. The site is free, which means the spike could go down if they want to put it down here. Yeah, and the problem is there, again, the fake coming out, but again, 2 kills going in the favor of Prodigy meant that there was no rotation baited out, so they're still in this 2-1-2 setup. Sayf's actually going to find Rhyme up in heaven there as soon as the orbital strike comes down. There you go, Sayf going to look for plant behind the box. Obviously, the snake bite going into defensive archway there, and the warband coming through from hip, but he's not going to find it. Sayf's actually going to trade back on. pAura there to find that one, and we'll find the second as well. Ziz will fall. And a round going on the board for Prodigy. So nice little hold there, but like I said, you know, the split there from Bonk. Again, I like the the reactive play there. As soon as the other 2 players fell in A heaven, they immediately executed onto the B site. But because there was no trade of kills there, nobody from Prodigy shifted from this 2-1-2 setup. So there wasn't really a a gaping hole in the defense there. But unfortunate nonetheless. But maybe we're going to see them stack up for some more executes. Again, split is one of those maps where we see the old bait and switch. There's a bit of presence shown at A. Everybody kind of floats out of mid, and it leaves a hole. I think you're completely right, though. It was just the inability to actually pick up any frags on Bonk's side when they did go into A, even though they had Showstopper available on the raise. Just predicting the wrong way, as now Showstopper comes out from the other side, but that one doesn't connect either. It does tag the breach down ever so slightly. The breach was getting aggressive down middle. But for Bonk, just have to reconsider as to where they're going to push here. At least they've been able to bait out a Showstopper. That's always a benefit. You're not going to be scared to bunch up as much, and you can start to push in a little bit more aggressively to sites. pAura just keeping an eye on this screen to see if Viper is going to be there. Sayf very much just dominating this B garage at the moment, but has to be careful. He's going to be peeking into luckerrr, and luckerrr was there. He was aware, and he said, Sayf, all right, well, if you want to keep pushing this B site, if you want to keep tormenting my Cypher, I'm going to come give him a hand.
A lot of presence in mid, though, here. You can see one player drifting back over to garage, but we've got 3 players stacked up in mid right now, and there's going to be a lot of contact on Mel. Actually, the paranoia going to come through from Sushi right now. There you go. Goes through. Bonker's going to try and push up, but Rhyme is playing close right. Going to find that one for free, untraded. And they were ready to execute up into heaven there. Ooh, he actually found a tripwire there by accident. Ziz going to get shut down. Rhyme will find a second on the round now. Spike will go down in mid. Melonhead forced all the way back to the attacker spawn. I think that's going to be a save with 13 seconds left. Not much to do for our boy Melonhead.
And I do wonder whether there's a little bit more in this game that maybe we can see at eye level. Deep down, you've got Bonk, who previously were Ninjas in Pajamas roster, and now you've got Prodigy, who featured 2 players who are on Ninjas in Pajamas building a new roster. You've got luckerrr and Rhyme, who have recently signed for them. I wonder if there's any kind of grudge between the Bonk roster saying, well, that was our sponsor, that was our team, and now you're taking that away from us. We want to prove a point and show that we're better than you. But 4-2, Prodigy just holding a little bit more successfully now, and Bonk's money is not going to be as good. They're going to start to struggle a little bit despite the 4 rounds in a row. And that's why we're going to see more of a stack here. We're going to see a very quick push, just the 1 Bulldog to work with on bonkar. This is a last chance to try and save their economy.
Instead of reading it though, actually got 3 players stacked over. Actually, as I say that, Rhyme going to come back down towards the ropes.
Oh.
luckerr's going to find one through the cage there. Bonkar will fall, but he might get caught out here. Yeah, Yacine pushing all the way up ramp. Turko will find Sayf. Turko got to hold the line, and he doesn't. He will fall in heaven. Fire activated, and there he goes. He's going to find Rhyme in ropes as well. He's got hyper aggressive here. 3 on the round for Yacine. And he's not done just yet. He's going to push further and further through to mid. We get a bit of a push out onto A site here. Ziz underneath heaven. I think they should know. There you go. Hips using the skin. Let's go, dude.
Just look how much it covers the screen, though. I mean, I've got it as well, and don't get me wrong, I love it, and I had to get it, and I had points still from the beta, so I didn't feel too bad about getting it. I didn't have to break the bank, but look at it. It's just beautiful. Has he upgraded it? That's the real question. Hell yeah, it's doing the pew-pews. That's what you want to see. Hip takes down Ziz. Does he spot the player behind him, though? Got the information from the team. The B plan is available for Bonk. It's a 2 versus 2, but it has to be a big rotate. And here's Yacine the machine. It could be the ace. No, not going to be the ace with the showstopper, but he does have the grenade to work with. The paint shells go out, and he has found 4. And I think this round should be there for them. 59 HP on hip. He's going to have to do something special here.
If he can get the 1 pick off, obviously he's got the overheal ability here. You can see he's not used anything just yet, and he does have 1 Lear available, but it's going to be a difficult 1v2 pushing down from heaven. Yacine down to 39 HP. He's going to find 1. There you go. He's actually going to pop the overheal. Push down. Melonhead still behind pillar. Does he know? Does he know? Is he onto it? Walking around. He's going to check back sight. Is he going to tap the spike here? Melonhead's not peeking just yet. He's going to come around, time this perfectly. There you go. Finds it. Melonhead will clear up. Yacine, 4 on the round for him. That was a fantastic push there. You can see just full force went through. Picked up another kill in ropes. He went through, got mid control, and then he pushed through to the defensive spawn. As soon as the presence was shown on A, we saw that 2 players came up into A heaven. He had the freedom to go wherever he wanted. That rotation comes out. Melon puts the spike down. Really, really clean round for them there.
Yeah, but he choked the ace, so I don't care. So,
yeah, you got to land those, dude, with the showstopper. Come on.
Just, I mean, the easiest of the game, right? Sure. No, it was really unlucky for him, and I mean, he won that round almost single-handedly with his aggression. And having someone with that ability, you've got to put them on a race because they can afford to be aggressive. They do have all the utility to do damage to anyone round a corner or below them. But now 5-2 to Bonk, and they had to win that round, otherwise their economy would have been reset. So very important that they got aggressive. And I guess it was unfortunate for luckerrr that after getting 1 through the cyber cage, he wasn't able to get away. Tried desperately to slow with his... Oh, sorry, I'm not allowed to say ice anymore. Apparently it's Radianite.
I was about to correct you. You're like, we're gonna fall out today if you call it ice, honestly.
Sorry, it's just very expensive things that are being thrown on the floor, as pAura is just going to have a little scout towards B garage here. There are going to be 2 members pushing this time. Are they wise to the close left? No, they're not. bonkar falls in Cypher on Cypher action. Another one-way comes out. He can actually get neural theft down. Yacine is also going to be pushing here. Does find 2, and Yacine is playing so well right now.
He is, yeah. Again, another peak there, picking up trade onto his teammate. Sayf still showing some presence here in garage, but I'm liking this play from pAura. You can see the rotation coming out in the picture-in-picture there. They're going through sewers. And you can see on the mini-map as well, nobody over on this side of the map. So, looking like melonhead going to try and get the spike down on A, and he does have a teammate to back him up. Sayf now going to make his way through mid. Actually, no presence here to really get any information on this rotation that's come out. This is a really good read by Bonk. They're going to have absolute freedom over on the A site here. Spike will go down behind the wall. And actually, they've got a really good setup for post planter already here. Two up in heaven, 1 down on site. Turko's going to go towards screens. luckerrr will pop the res on Rhyme, so they are going to be 4 strong coming back over towards the A site. Let's see what they can do here, Dan.
Turko just edged his way out. Trying to shoulder peek, see if he can spot anything. Ultimate comes out from Breach, though, to make things very difficult, but can't connect with the bullets whilst he is stunned. pAura finds one, Lucker gets another, and that is going to be enough from Prodigy to push on and get the defuse. A very well-timed retake there that Bonk, unfortunately, just weren't able to respond.
Yeah, pAura actually found 2 on the flank there. That was huge for them. Again, they stacked up 3 towards, obviously, the defensive spawn side, coming through screens. Again, the Rolling Thunder coming out. Again, one of those choke points there. It's super easy to hold that. The ult coming out as well. Picked up, but pAura doing fantastic work on that flank. Actually, a really impressive retake, to be honest with you. It's hard to crack that, but the res coming off, giving them a man advantage. They can just play the trades, and they did absolutely that.
It's a shame that melonhead couldn't get off site with the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah,
Even though you can be aggressive with it, I feel like one of its best uses is almost using it like Brimstone's Orbital Strike, just to deny a plant. You can push them off the plant, and it can gain you so much time. And if you can coordinate with your teammates as well for them peeking, then it can really win you rounds. But unfortunately, the aggressive push didn't work out. And 3 as Rhyme is going to toss some paint shells mid, see if he can catch and connect with anything. Does do a little bit of damage to Cypher on the side of Bonk. As Sayf, well, he's got himself a little frenzy skin as well. Have you upgraded that, though? That's the real question. That's commitment if you have. I do like the frenzy skin, and it depends really if you are a frenzy user. I know most people opt to go for the ghost. I have to say, if there was a ghost skin, I definitely would have purchased that as well. But I'm a skin fiend, Hypoc. I can't help myself.
I'm deep in a hole already financially because of the skins in this game, so I'm absolutely with you there, Dan. We're going to see, pAura finding 2. Wow, actually, he lined them up perfectly past the toxic screen. So, maybe not cause actually, he's going to pop the spy cam. He's going to get the information that 2 are falling back. Whether or not he knows there's 1 lurking right side here, but pAura already putting in work to hold down this B push. Let's see if he's going to find it. There's actually a little fake coming out here. You can see Yacine going to come back over, and another one. pAura's going to find a 3rd headshot with the Vandal now. Again, does he know about this lurk on the right side? It looks like he's privy to it. bonkar just holding tight right now in that corner, but fantastic hold for, again, eco frags, but, you know, impressive nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it go wrong so many times, so even though, yes, okay, you should be comfortable, when it does go wrong, it can cost you not only a round, but it could potentially cost you a game as well if it damages your economy that much. So you need to have someone who is strong with holds when there is an aggressive push. Hip takes down melonhead, and it's just going to be bonkar who eventually peeks out with the frenzy, but pAura says, I don't care. I don't need the frags here. I'm just more than happy to survive with my gun. 5-4 then. As we take a look at the economy, it's slightly back up now for Bonk. They can get a full buy here, but once again, if they die here and they don't get a round, they will be reset and have to eco yet again. So Prodigy have done really well to get back into this game and continuously reset the economy of Bonk, because considering the fact that Bonk went 4 up, it wasn't looking good for Prodigy. I'm going to be completely honest when they're on the defensive side, but they've really been able to secure their defensive half here just with a few rounds on the board in a row.
I mean, it's good though. I think as long as you come out up, or at least getting 5 rounds on attack on split, you know, you can chalk that off as a win, honestly. So we'll have to wait and see the second half. But Bonk already putting in the performance required, I'd say, to get them on the right starting foot. See now a little bit of a push up to heaven here. Yacine's got himself tight behind the box.
Little does he know his reticule is
literally on him. I love the X-ray here, but
oh my goodness gracious, Rhyme! How?
Oh no! Another showstopper deny.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to get the showstoppers off. It's always a dangerous angle to be pushing into heaven, if I'm completely honest. But the rest of the squad now going onto site. Sayf finds one, Hit will respond, but Ziz is there to get the cleanup. And now it means they can get this plant down and start to think about after plants. Neural Theft is there for information. melonhead will take down Lucker, and showstoppers popped as well. But melonhead maybe will be able to get the stun here. But I think Rhyme is wise to it. He knows exactly where it is.
He knows.
He doesn't! melonhead takes him down, and no one can pull off the showstoppers today. And it's all down to pAura in a 1 versus 2. He has to push through CT, and it's not going to work out for him. 3 kills for melonhead, and Bonk right back on the scoreboard. And you said you'd be happy if Prodigy would be happy if they went up into the second half ahead. Well, I don't think that's going to happen now because they cannot do so.
I mean, that was back-to-back there. Neither Rays player able to get that showstopper off, but love the little peek there from melonhead. Send out the aftershock, and again, just swung onto the defensive spawn. Picks up last kill again. Really impressive round from them, but Bonk getting 6 on the board on the attack so far. See if they can put any more on before it's over. I mean, so far, really impressive attack in half, honestly. That headshot from Ryan was super clean. And the fact that it was denying the ult as well made it 10 times better.
Bonk have been able to get into A heaven too comfortably for my liking. But at the same time, I guess denying the showstopper was huge from Ryan. It was just the push onto site that ended up being effective. This is providing a little bit of dark cover. Vents smoked off, so now they can think about pushing to mid, but Ryan has the perfect opportunity here to get a spray down. Finds one, he's going to look for the second, has to peek really, because he is going to be aggressively pushed. Yacine will take down Ryan through the box, and now there's going to be 3 members of Bonk remaining, and also only 2 now to Prodigy, thanks to bonkar taking down 2. It means they can push onto this A site, and there's going to have to be a rotate from the side of Prodigy. And realistically, if you're hip here, you have to wait for your teammate. Maybe if you can try and deny the plant from an angle, but if you go down, then surely giving the round away. pAura has to hurry to try and join him.
Yeah, cool. An unfortunate headshot there, just peeking over a little too far. I think he heard the jump up from Yacine. But here you go, Viper's pick going to get popped, and that is going to be a very, very difficult retake in a 2v3 situation for Prodigy. Especially with Hip down to about 10 HP. Yacine actually spots his weapon, but Hip turns on him. Lands a headshot with a Vandal. That's going to give Hip the overheal. Himself back up to 77. Neural Theft going to get popped, so potentially an opportunity to crack the Viper's pit. Sayf going to peek out, get pAura, and there you go, get out. Gets the second headshot with the Phantom. Hip will fall on Heaven, and that's a 7th round going on the board for Bonk. Fantastic play from them. Good effort from Prodigy, though. Again, the Neural Theft to try and counteract that Viper pit to give him some information, but Sayf peeked out at exactly the right time just before the information was shown.
Has Hip even popped Empress throughout this entire game? That's my real question.
I don't think he has, and I wasn't going to call him out, but I can't help but think, you know, in that situation, get the first kill, get it to a 2v2, and you know you've got a chance. Again, the Viper's pit's there, so you could say it's a write-off at that point, but you're absolutely right. We haven't seen one popped yet, and we're into the 12th round now.
The interesting thing there, he gets the kill. In theory, could have popped Empress, then actually been able to go invulnerable and invisible, and then maybe put himself into the Vipers. But I don't know, loads of different things, and he's a way better player than me, but I'm just wondering when he's going to use it. Surely it has to be this round now. But as I say that, he's dead. So we're not going to see any Empress used unless there's a res, but there isn't a res available for Prodigy. So Bonk have the 5 versus 4 advantage. They're going to get aggressive down middle, but pAura walks right into Yacine. And things go from bad to worse. 5 versus 3 now. And luckerrr is just going to be more than happy to watch and wait with this op. But if he gets pushed from behind, it's going to be a pretty sticky situation. Just look how patient Bonk are being here. They've been able to pick up 2 frags, but they're not getting desperate to push onto a site.
Careful there.
Looking like we're going to get a little bit of stack over to Garage again. Safe. Ball in hand, Rolling Thunder will come out. That's going to clear Heaven. It's going to force Rhyme down onto site. And actually, luckerrr all the way back into defensive spawn. Sayf going to get contact here. Rhyme's actually going to find him as he comes through the toxic screen. Ziz will find Rhyme after that. So they still have control on entry onto site here. luckerrr peeks out with the operator, picks up Ziz. Melon will get the spike down on default. bonkar trying to hold off this Heaven push. Now we're down to a 2v2 situation, Dan.
2v2, luckerrr has the op, he's just scouting around Heaven to see if he can catch anyone, takes a look towards Garage as well. No one in the back corner, which is one of the most common spots for a post-plant position. And he doesn't connect with the shot, bonkar takes him down, and melonhead is there to follow up as well. 8-4, what a half that was for Bonk. Prodigy somewhat rescued it with a few rounds in the mid-game, but gotta say, 8-4 attacking on split. They're going to be very, very happy with that.
Yeah, love to see that. Again, it's one of the things with this map. There's still this kind of, I guess, premise that the attacking side is more difficult. And again, at this level of play as well, Dan, you've got to admit that it's kind of impressive to see them put 8 on the board. But the way they played, Yacine has been playing out of his mind so far. Again, his entry onto sites has been fantastic. And consistently putting up first bloods and entry kills there. But let's see if Prodigy can turn anything around now in their attacking half.
Being told elsewhere, Party Parrots are 1-0 up in maps against Bread Hunters. They won 13-9 over there, so we'll keep you updated with those scores as they come in. Sayf with the Ghost. Maybe we'll be able to one-way here. It does spot several players down middle. We'll just communicate that to the team and back off. And now all of Prodigy, except the Cypher, are kind of stuck here in middle, but they have gained control of it. That's the good thing. No one's going to be in vents to contest them, so they can push free into heaven, but little do they know, 2 players are there waiting for them. Yacine has a boombot to work with as well, just to gain a little bit more info.
Wrap ropes, look.
They are. They're going to head towards A. Let's Sayf at least is going to be there, and it seems like every angle is being covered right now by Bonk, so Prodigy are just going to have to win a gunfight here to get onto a site. A lot of utility has already been used in this round.
Yeah, actually, again, mid could be an opportunity for Prodigy. Obviously, Bonk not running the Sage, opting for the Viper instead. And again, you guys all know from playing this game how easy it is to slow down any push through mid. See, Prodigy have kind of already in the pistol round, maybe look to abuse that. Leah comes out, Sayf. So he does have Ziz as backup here from the defensive spawn side. Again, jump comes round, Rhyme's going to land the shots. Sayf will fall. Ziz now walking back towards screens. Turko going to drop out of heaven. Again, 2 players very low HP here on the side of Bonk. Very, very difficult situation. Yacine actually going to find Rhyme. Hip will trade that back. Spike will go down. Hip popping the overheal. pAura will find Bonker elsewhere as well. So not looking great right now, Dan.
No, and without the Sage and the ability to heal, pistol rounds become so difficult. When you've got a Reina on the other side and a Sage as well, they realistically should be winning the pistols, Prodigy. But Bonk, maybe they can rescue something here. Maybe we can see something miraculous. Melonhead doesn't have much health to work with, and he doesn't have a life to work with either. Bonk just going to be down to Ziz, and he knows he can't do anything here. Instead, he just hopes to maybe do a little bit of damage, but Hip comes through for the 3rd, and that's a pistol round that should have gone in favor of Prodigy. As I said, the composition very much benefits them in pistol rounds, and I wonder whether throughout this half now, Bonk may struggle defensively because of that lack of Sage, whether Prodigy will try and take advantage of that by playing slow, playing a little bit methodical, and saying, all right, well, if we can just dink someone, we can tag someone, get them down a little bit weak, they have no ability to heal back up. And then we can really just take advantage of that. It's so difficult when you're going up against a team with a Sage, because if you get someone weak, they can back off, they can heal up. Prodigy could really take advantage of Bonk's lack of Sage here.
Maybe going to see that countered a little bit by a bit of aggression from Bonk on the defensive side. You can see here already a 5-stack coming down mid, and there's a 5-stack going over towards a site. You hate to see that on the minimap. But again, I like it from Bonk. You know, they're going to try and get creative on their save round. Maybe just try and damage some economy. Maybe Sayf going to find himself kill here, but pAura is going to time his peek back towards sewers very well. You never ever want to fight somebody on a rope in Valorant, so he's very wisely caged that. But actually, Yacine going to find him from the attacker's spawn. Now the counter peek comes up from Sayf with the classic, and he might go road. Lucker finds 2. Wow, okay. Didn't lose his life for it, but he did eventually to Sayf. Now melonhead going to see if he can do any more damage to it. Really clean 2-tap there. melonhead going to catch a headshot, but at this point, I think it's just a matter of time. There you go. Ryan will find melonhead. Sayf will fall to hip as well. So again, save round. You can write that off. I like the push down mid. Again, it's unfortunate to see all 5 members of the attacking team push over to A site and just get it for free. But like I said, it's I want to see them kind of counteract the fact they haven't got a Sage, because I'd hate to see Prodigy now be able to abuse that and just take absolute control of mid.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the first round where we'll really be able to witness what Bonk have to offer defensively. Even though, yes, okay, they don't have the Sage, they have so much utility available for them to be able to stop any pushes and hold sites individually. On the side of Prodigy now, of course, their buy is going to be somewhat weak going into this 3rd round, so with a couple of SMGs to work with, those are the players they're going to have to get aggressive and try and get into close quarter combat. Rhyme has been able to work his way into this corner here at B Garage to see if he can scout out B site. There is a Cypher there waiting for him, as Turko, unfortunately, is going to have to back off. Viper bubble very much in the way. And again, it's just patience from Prodigy, just trying to see if they can tag anyone up, but Lucker gets the first onto Yacine, and this is a good start for them.
Again, this aggression into mid could be a problem going forward. Oh no, Bonker's going to get caught in the spy cam. Ryan will find him on default there, upgrade himself to a Phantom. Hip going to come through heaven now. B site is theirs. That's... I don't know where the spy cam was there, but it's overlooking B lane, so I'm not entirely sure how Bonker's caught with his pants down on default.
I mean, you hate to see it, but you also love to see it because we all know how annoying a Cypher main is and how they can hold a site so successfully. Oh, sorry, are you a Cypher? Oh, yeah, you are. Yeah, you're one of those people. That's okay. I'm not judging you much. But now for Bonk, it's just a matter of saving these weapons. They know they're not going to be able to take this site back, so just trying to escape with them. But Prodigy maybe considering having a little bit of a hunting party. Rhyme joined by Hip. By the Hip. As is just going to be surviving at this point. And a really good push, to be honest, from Prodigy. Again, just taking their time and trying to scout out to see where any Bonk players are going to get aggressive, because you look at their composition and you expect a little bit of aggression. You expect someone to be peeking out and trying to dominate middle, but it was all down to the op shot from luckerrr, really. It kicked off the round for them, gave them that player advantage going into the rest. And now for what was a difficult first half for Prodigy, they've rescued this and they're only 8-7 down now.
Yeah, fantastic turnaround. Again, I hate to come back to it, but I'd really hate to see the downfall of Bonk's defense be the fact that they're not running this Sage. Again, you can't take it away from Prodigy. It looks like they've identified that and they're absolutely punishing them for it. Right now, we're going to see Ziz potentially in a 1v5 situation to hold down A. Fire cam from pAura is going to go up, get the information. There's nothing holding lane. Again, not great weapons on the side. Ziz is going to find a Hip, actually, initially over there. Paranoia gets pushed through. So that's going to stop. Initially, Rhyme's actually going to find him down on elbow with the paint shell. Sayf has picked up his position behind the plant pot. Now, actually, bonkar are going to get contact with the Bucky up in heaven, potentially. This thing's absolutely deadly from this position here. Just hopefully nobody gets a bit overzealous and pushes in blind. He's got another player stacked up behind him now. Looks like Rhyme's actually going to come across and peek this. Bonkar pops into his camera. Didn't see anything over there. All four players still stacked over just outside A entrance. You can see now it's a bit of a stalemate right now, Dan.
How's your muscle memory in heaven when you've got the Bucky to work with? You right clicking, you left clicking?
Right clicking from there. The rope right click right there is the most satisfying shot to hit here.
But one of the least satisfying things to be on the receiving end of, that's for sure. Rhyme, though, doesn't want to play ball just yet. Eventually peaks, but the timing on that. Bonkar doesn't know. I don't think he saw him. And now that's going to be them into A heaven and onto A site. Turko and pAura get 2. And now the spike can go down, and that's so unfortunate for Bonkar. He's waiting so patiently, but as always, timing is everything in Valorant. And now he's going to be at too much of a distance to do any damage with the Bucky, really. Does have a little scout around to see if he can find a weapon to work with. And only the one teammate alongside him as well. Jumps onto the site, Showstopper comes through. Yacine finds one with it, but not going to be enough to get past Turko, who has a 3k. It was a somewhat weak buy for Bonk, so they knew it was going to be a difficult round, but what could have been so different if bonkar had just kept hold of that angle and maybe connected with that shot?
I mean, it's getting a bit of a problem now. 4 rounds on the bounce. Prodigy. Again, Bonk don't seem to have a response here. Bit of a broken buy in the previous round, but again, first blood did go in the favor of Bonk. Ziz finding that kill over on A, but we know that he fell shortly after on elbow. So, I mean, at this point, we need to see a switch up. We need to see something to kind of stop this momentum coming out of Prodigy.
Well, Bonk were able to get 4 rounds in a row on their attacking half as well, so at least they can look at that and say, all right, well, we did the same, guys. It's nothing special that's coming out from Prodigy right now, but let's focus up. Let's start to play a little bit more safe. Or they say, okay, well, we need to actually play a little bit more aggressive. It entirely depends on the roster and what they're more comfortable with. Personally, I think that they've been sitting back. They've been allowing Prodigy to make the move offensively, and I think that's okay on split. I think you should try and wait a little bit for the opposition team to initiate a push and then react to it. But if you are too slow at reacting, if you're too slow at rotating, then that's when you can be punished. And Prodigy have certainly done well at getting the opening picks in these first 4 rounds. I mean, the op shot from luckerrr is something that is going to be a real hindrance, I think, to the opposition side. Because if they're not able to take down that op, or if they keep getting picked early by that op, being 4 versus 5 on split is never a nice scenario to be in.
No, isn't it? I don't think the poison cloud and the toxic screen aren't enough to kind of stop that push. Again, all you've got to do is really flash through it, and you know that you're running through the screen or you're running through a smoke effectively. Again, as long as you're going to play a trade through that, you know there's going to be max 1 or 2 people holding that. Again, it's surprising to not see a bit more aggression. We talked about splitting B on this site now since the changes. But again, they haven't really needed to be honest with you. They've been playing it slow enough to kind of get the entry and abuse them in that way.
Well, because Bonk have the Viper and the one-ways are available and Sayf keeps putting it mid, they're kind of focusing mid. They're not pushing. They're waiting for that bubble to go down. And then as soon as it has gone down, they know it can't be put up for at least another 5 to 10 seconds, depending on the charge. And then that's when they're getting aggressive. That's when they're looking for the peaks. And it's been working out so far. And I wonder whether Bonk would have spotted that. And I mean, you say Bonk need to shift things up here and they need to change things up. Do you think it sometimes is as simple as putting a different agent on a different site and saying, hey, Viper, I mean, you've been holding mid, but let's put you somewhere else. Maybe you can hold A alone rather than middle here.
I think maybe, and Viper's Pit's a perfect example. You pop that over on one of the sites and the tendency is to not want to go there. Obviously, attacking against that. Again, a similar situation kind of post-plant is you could apply the same rule to defense as well. So I want to see them rotate the agents around a little bit. Maybe a raise kind of stopping showstopper in mid would shut down an attack or something like that. But again, you've got to gamble a little bit. If you pop those ultimates blind, it's a bit of a wasted investment if nothing comes out of it. The only reason I mentioned Viper's Pit is, you could pop that, leave somebody solo holding a site, somebody plays Heaven, and then you got 3 stacked up, kind of Heaven and big site. So I just want to see them change the setup a little bit. Like we did in that previous round there, we saw Ziz down holding behind the plant pot, the little square thing underneath Heaven next to Hell. But holding behind it, again, he gets first contact there, he gets that opening pick, and he was the only one over there. So at that point, he's kind of done his job. He throws the paranoia down, tries to back up the site. He's unfortunate to fall there, and the execute still comes out. But just a little switch up like that, again, if you're going to gamble on something at the start of the round, it could pay off.
And we are amongst a technical pause at the moment, so we apologize for that you have to witness our faces. But as I say that, I almost jinx myself. And oh my goodness gracious.
My face is on screen again. What?
Yeah, we get to see Hypoc in full HT vision there as we are going to be underway. And 8-8, and finally a buy yet again for Bonk. And I feel like Bonk just need not just a normal buy, they need a solid buy. They need to have an op available to them as well. They need to try and have someone who can challenge Lucky here and stop that opening pick from being so comfortable. Does look like Sayf is going to be slightly more defensive here in mid. Does have a little bit of a peek, but look, Hip's already walked past his one way. And that's why Sayf is just going to be waiting, holding a more passive angle here. Maybe we'll push alongside the boom bot. Hip does take him down though, and that's going to be Yacine already out of the round. And Hip able to escape with his life. This is not good news for Bonk.
No, you see luckerrr again looking for something up into Heaven. Sayf now holding ropes. Again, he's got to assume that there's a few people outside here. I'm not sure if he knows if it's 3, but Hip's actually going to make it all the way through. Sayf will actually find Turko from behind. luckerrr going to try and peek him with the operator, getting a little bit of aggressive there. Leah will get popped into Heaven. Rolling Thunder popped as well here. luckerr's going to res Turko. bonkar going to come down. Actually going to shut down the Empress. melonhead finds it with the operator. A fantastic hold so far, Dan.
Is a good hold, but bonkar will fall to Rhyme. Turko comes in to clean up Sayf as well, and they can push onto this side. There is one player who is going to be on the defensive side. Actually, make that both players on the defensive side. Rhyme takes down melonhead, and it's all going to be down to Ziz. And again, yet another patient but effective push from Prodigy through middle, just being able to pick out Yacine from Heaven. And then as soon as Yacine had gone, they had the confidence to continue that push through, and it almost went south when the Rolling Thunder came through and maybe put a dent into their push, but it didn't quite work out for them. Prodigy just showing that they have the raw amount of aim skill, and really it is all about the patience that they've shown in middle here. They've been able to just walk up comfortably around the Viper bubble. Bonk haven't been able to do anything about it. They haven't been able to get that opening pick time and time again.
I mean, at least we finally saw an Empress get popped. I know, I'm joking. But yeah, I mean, this is a lot of rounds to go unanswered here. Again, you can see the setup switching here. We've got the solo Cypher A hold. spy cam up in heaven, but this is a save round, so fully expecting them to get overwhelmed on B side. You can see this 5 stacked up in the garage. This is obviously the only one with a weapon that actually fault line caught 3 of them there. That might have been a good chance to peek for Ziz, but teammate just baiting for him here. Ziz hasn't got contact outside of garage.
No one's checked it
They're going to
yet.
come up. One's going to come up. The Lear comes out. The trade is going to go down. Now they're going to get themselves into B.
I wonder whether Ziz pulled the trigger a little bit too soon there, because one player had already poked out, hadn't checked it. And I think you've just got to try and go for the multiple spray down. Sayf pops a Viper's pit. Only has a stinger to work with inside this tricky green gas. The orbital strike will force him out though, and Luck is there to clean up. And it's just going to all be down to bonkar now. And again, it's just a Bucky. Right clicks, does connect, does a little bit of damage. Now he's close and personal. Can he do anything? The second shot doesn't quite get there. Third does tag, fourth tags as well. And he oh my goodness gracious, bonkar. I mean, I questioned your Bucky abilities earlier, but you've certainly made up for it now.
That makes up for the bad time. Well, I say the bad time and the unfortunate timing situations up earlier in A Heaven on ropes. That's unfortunate. You guys, you can't be lining up there. You can't be lining up for the Bucky right click.
This is a nice spot.
What a chance that is for Bonk now to get back into this game. It's a gift, really. Prodigy were looking so good and were able to string so many rounds together, but just look at the amount of shots he was able to connect here. And I guess the fact that one player had the op, Lucker was there trying to op him consistently, allowed him to continuously peak. But oh dear, that is not good news for Prodigy. That'll give Bonk a bye now going into this round, and a free round realistically, but Hip will respond, and Lucker gets one onto Yacine. Ziz at least is there to wallbang, does fire out a bit of paranoia, but he has got to retreat here. He can't face all 3 of them alone, and instead he's going to have to try and regroup with the team.
Again, just this mid aggression here, Lucker getting to that same spot every time, and it's like an 80% success ratio for him to get an operator pick from that spot. There's just no answer. There's no counterplay coming out of Bonk for that play. And here you go. Actually, Ziz going to get double peek there. He will take 1, but Turko there for the trade. Melonhead now you have to make his way through defensive spawn. Bonker still on site. pAura is going to remove him with 1 swift bullet to the face. Now Melonhead going to settle for a save because he's a 1v3. Not much chance of a retake.
And after such a strong first half from Bonk, I mean 8-4 on Split, again we start to question, really, is Split that defensive heavy as it once was? I mean, certainly still at low-level matchmaking, it's very much defensive heavy, but when you start to put together units of a team like we see both of these squads just being able to utilize all their abilities and coordinate accordingly, you are going to be getting some real high scoring totals on house where you are attacking.
Well, and this is I even said this before we started. The B split now, obviously the changes to mid. That B split is very easy to execute. If you can get somebody into the position that Lucker's getting into pretty much every single round, it's very difficult to hold that push into Mayo and then into Heaven. And I mean, it's great that Prodigy have identified that, but you've got to think that this is a gaping hole in Bonk's kind of strategy here to not have an answer for it. It's kind of shocking to see.
If we can get the scoreboard up as well, we can take a look at the money. I think Bonk are going to be struggling yet again. Prodigy have consistently been resetting that economy. Bonk, of course, were able to do a little bit of damage thanks to the Bucky plays of Bonkar. But arguably, this could be another weak buy, and that might mean that Prodigy go 11-9 up here, and then Bonk are going to have to find 2 rounds in a row, realistically, if they're going to get back into this game. But there is a Phantom to work with on the side of Ziz, so maybe the buy isn't quite as bad as first thought. The rest of Prodigy, or at least 3 of Prodigy, are going to be just kind of hovering here around B Garage, and they'll be walking straight into Melonhead. Boombot comes out to try and scout some information. Nothing found, and now it means that Melonhead can re-peek here, and there's going to be the little dance across. Lucker now can get a free peek, but the flash is there. Is he going to be able to connect with one of these shots? He has to hit one, realistically, to help his team. But luckerrr is going to be the real thorn in his side at the moment, because if he does repeat, luckerrr's been able to find that angle, and now all the utility has run out. But where is the rotate? That's what I'm asking. There has just been nothing quick enough, but at least melonhead has found one onto Rhyme. He does back off into the defensive side, finds a second as well onto Hip. pAura's been able to take down Sayf, but that's 3 for melonhead now. And after being very patient, he's finally rewarded for that patience. And this is exactly what Bonk needed.
That's a fantastic hold from melonhead again. Just peeling back, popping a little flash through the wall. Yacine now set up with a nasty-looking judge. We'll find one as well. luckerrr's going to trade that out onto Yacine, though. Not a lot of time left on the board here. Will he be able to get the spike down? Goes for a little fake initially. Double slow going out onto side. bonkar again with the bucky. Gets the tag, and Ziz will finish that off. Good hold from Bonk there. Again, on the back of melonhead's 3-piece. Really well played from them.
Yeah, they're doing very well, Bonk, at really kind of spreading their money out when their economy is thin. They had an op and they had a phantom to work with, but everyone else was on buckies and judges. But they were able to put one player on the A site and one player on the B site with one weapon. And melonhead, the hold with the op was absolutely huge. Some of these shots, ridiculous. And it was just a one peak at a time. You've got to be peaking together realistically. It did allow melonhead to get that 3K. But 10-10 now, and Bonk need to do the same, but with a buy round. They need to do it without the judges, without the buckies. I want to see them do it with rifles as well. They can take the lead. If they can start to do a little bit of damage to the economy of Prodigy, then maybe they can do something. Yacine peeks out at the same time as the op and at least takes down Hip. But Turko replied onto Sayf. And it is just going to be a 4 versus 4, but the res is available to give the player advantage yet again to Prodigy.
Again, I like this. Again, luckerrr just getting into this spot. It's actually Hip peaking the first time, but luckerrr getting into that same spot I've talked about now, holding B Heaven with the operator spike on the back of Rhyme, actually making its way over to A, because you can see a member of Prodigy has made his way up to the box in Heaven. That's going to be pAura holding the line. Turko now going to lead the charge through ropes as they clear. Ziz going to have a mighty task ahead of him. Paranoia could be deadly at this part. Actually, Rolling Thunder popped down on B's site. Completely not registered one. Ziz will get the first, but trade out by Turko. pAura will find bonkar elsewhere. That's going to be control of A site going over. So preemptive Rolling Thunder. Yacine will find Hip up in Heaven. Neural Theft going to get popped now. Information going to go out to Prodigy. And now Bonk in a 2v2 retake situation. Actually, the peak going to come out. melonhead's going to find pAura. So very much doable here for Bonk.
Turko does have orbital strike, though.
He can deny that plant. He's also got the molly as well if you wanted to buy some extra time. And he's actually looks as if he's playing for it right now. You can see he's in no worries at all. He does not have to hold the site. And actually, the spike is planted in such a way that he has got an opportunity to pop this incendiary and cancel the plant again.
Did he get it halfway?
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Incendiary down. Absolutely no time left. No defuse possibility coming out.
And that is the power of a Brimstone. If you're watching and you're a Brimstone main, just make sure you've got some sort of lineups with your Molotov, because it can win you rounds alongside an orbital strike, of course, makes it even more comfortable. And this is where the discussion came yesterday, where Moses was asking us, do we need something that can kind of stop a Molotov, something that can put it out, that fire? I think no. I think that Brimstone just needs to have something that makes him a little bit more powerful, because yes, okay, he's very much a controlling agent and he has the smokes available and can be the perfect agent to choose in a team environment, but without that, I mean, he does find himself a little bit lackluster in terms of being able to push on sites himself. So I like the fact that he has something to offer in post-plant positions, as Yacine gets aggressive down middle and it's not going to work out for him. luckerrr will get the initial frag, and it means that Prodigy once again can dominate mid. And the way this is going, it looks like it might be a 12-10 situation unless we can see something special again from Bonk.
I want to see luckerrr's first blood count for this match, because I feel like it's just him every single time pushing up. Again, in this scenario, his teammates do the work for him. Turko's going to find Sayf elsewhere as well. The push comes through to B Heaven. That's going to force bonkar back through the defensive spawn. Probably going to opt to come back up the stairs. Does get attacked with the spike cam, so maybe going to try and look for something through the sky smoke here, but you can see the dart gets removed up on rafters. Boombot going to come down towards defensive spawn. luckerr's going to wall it off, so bonkar completely locked out. Now spike will go down.
Just sets a ping to let the rest of the team know where it's been planted. Ziz is going to be saving the Phantom. Again, when Bonk do have that weak buy, it seems like they do put at least one rifle onto one of their agents. And Ziz doesn't want to lose that because they're going to need it in the next round. Prodigy are going to be one away from taking this first map. Reminder, it is a best of 3. We are in Group B here of the Vitality European Open. Of course, part of the Ignition series. And we had a great day yesterday in Group A where G2 dominated the action. Bonkar is going to find one. Is it a little bit too late, or could he push on site? No. When he was thinking about it,
I mean, I
there
think
was no one
actually,
there.
if he'd have just W-keyed and got... No. Could he? I
think-
don't know. I think if he'd
after
have
that
just
kill-
W-keyed after that kill, he could have stuck that. I don't know. It's difficult because obviously we can't see the timer on that, but just judging by the audio cue, I feel like he could have just W-keyed and stuck the defuse.
I mean, it's also easier because we can see there's no one on site. He, by doing that, is risking throwing away a potential weapon.
Absolutely. And they need it. They desperately
they do
need it
need
for this round.
Yeah, the economy has been so iffy throughout this entire half for Bonk. Prodigy have just like pummeled them back down every single time Bonk had a hope in hell of getting back into the game, which is crazy when you consider they had an 8-4 lead. Now we need to see Bonk pull out all the stops here. Melonhead does have a stun available, flashes to work with as well. All 5 members are going to be there. Ziz gets a 3-man spray down through the cage. That's absolutely ridiculous. Somewhat fortunate, but a great prediction from him. And that could be what revives Bonk in this game. Or are we going to see something special from Hip? He's got Empress available to him, but Melonhead was there on the site, and it's all down to Rhyme now in a 1 versus 4. And surely he can't pull this one off. He knows there's one member behind the billboard on site there. Doesn't quite connect with the first shots, though, and now his information has been given away. 12-11. And what a spray down that was.
Good stuff. I mean, solid hold there from the top of ramp. Ziz putting in the work. Again, now in a 12-11 situation, a must-win round for Bonk if they want to force overtime. You can see the replay here. Again, good synergy there, but again, just straight through the cage. Fantastic spray from Ziz. And just crosshair placement on point.
Need a drop. Thank you.
Now we're going to see a bit of a wider spread here on the attacking side of Prodigy. Doesn't look like they're going to force before. Paranoia popped through garage, though. Nice setup here. Bonkar all the way up. He's going to put a trap wire deep in the doorway. Sayf. Actually going to get forced all the way out of ropes here as well.
Yeah, has
This
to
is
back
interesting
off.
here. Yeah, a lot of pressure coming through again here, and you can see they've got all this ground for free.
They take control of the vents, and now it's where they go with it. Sayf pops up the toxic screen just to try and mess with the heads of Prodigy. Spike will be picked up and collected. It was dropped for a little bit, but Bonkar, because he was able to push into B garage here, it means he's been able to get a decent little camera to work with. He has to stay in this because otherwise he'll give the audio cue of where that camera is.
Again, it's early information though. That's why the deep spy cams are always the best.
Well, I think they may have heard where that camera is, and it is going to be a B site split here. Bonkar does have the one way you can look underneath it. Ziz at least gets the first, Bonkar gets the second, and now it's going to be a very difficult push onto the site. At least Bonkar finds another. Lime will do a little bit of damage here. He gets a 2k, and maybe this could be enough. He's got paint shells to work with, but Lucker falls to Yacine, and it's all going to be down to Rhyme here to try and win this game in a 1 versus 3. Goes for the fake plant, but doesn't have much time to work with. Rolling Thunder won't connect with him. So he can at least try and get the shot away, but he doesn't. 12-12, and we get our first overtime of the tournament. And of course, new overtime rules in place as well. You play 1 round on each attacking and defending, and then you have to win by at least 2 rounds. So we could keep going and going and going here.
Unless, of course, we see these guys vote. No, I'm joking. We're not going to see these guys vote for a draw. That's not going to happen. But definitely, and again, Split's a good example. One of those maps that, you know, historically before the changes, if you were the one that got stuck with your overtime round on attack, you weren't too happy about it.
So 5,000 for each player, and 3 less than your ultimate ability in terms of orbs that you need, and that will be the same for every single round. It always resets. What can we see from Bonk? They've done so well to bring this back to 12-12, to be honest. Prodigy will probably feel a little bit aggrieved that they threw this one away. He looked so comfortable, but it's mid-control yet again for Prodigy, and they're going to be forced back ever so slightly. Sayf hasn't really had a good time here. I'm going to be honest. They have very much targeted him in middle. The up shot doesn't quite connect. Hip will retreat. Does still have all of his health total to work with as well. Lucker's gone down ever so slightly, only by 3 HP. But no one on the side of bonkar rotating around yet.
I was going to say, that's lucky there. Ziz nearly had 3 people staring him down from those mid stairs there. Playing close right inside Mayo. You can see melonhead. I'm just going to throw a little cheeky fault line through B lane. It doesn't catch Rhyme, but you can see they are going to stack up towards B.
And look at this toxic
screen is there. Yeah, the toxic screen is there. There is going to be a nade coming out. Sorry, a paint shell coming across to default, and that's going to force melonhead away with the operator. Is that's going to peek into it? Let's take the initial splash, but not going to take too much damage now. But as you see, they just forced their way in. Sayf going to find first. Rhyme going to reply, and Lucker also picking up melonhead inside defensive spawn entry. Sayf now. Okay, through the sky smoke, he gets found. Ziz will reply. Now in a 2v3 situation for Bonk to retake this B site.
Dark cover put out just to try and stop himself being shot from the garage, but the peak still comes through. The dark cover didn't help him in the end, and bonkar is going to have to go huge here. Now cyber cage put out, but the Molotov is going to be in the way, and this is going to be near impossible. Lucker was even able to get his res this round. That's how well he's performing. Spray down comes through from Hip, and that's going to be 13-12 then to Prodigy, and the settings weren't correct, so that's always good. We're going to have to remake that